Hey everyone, it's Andy here. Just wanted to give a quick update today on what's happening with the SNAP program and the latest updates on states that are paying the February emergency allotments. There's a fewer states that are paying than last month. And I also want to provide an update what's going to happen after these emergency allotments end in March and what your benefits could look like. As always, I appreciate it if you hit the like button and keep subscribing to get more videos like this. So you can see here the emergency allotments that were approved by the USDA for January and February. January is at the bottom, February is at the top. And what I've tried to show here is some of the states that got January waivers but have not yet or are not going to get waivers in February. So for residents in those states, they won't be getting February SNAP emergency allotment payments. So already about 20 plus states are not participating in the program, so they don't get extra payments anyway. But you can see that in January to February, there's 26 currently approved in February. So I expect states like, to eventually get into February who have already got January waivers because the program does end in January. But states, who have yet to submit for the February waiver, Connecticut, Guam, Illinois, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, New Mexico, South Carolina, and Virgin Islands, most of these should get February waivers. The only one that's already said that they won't is South Carolina. But the other states and territories, I mean, especially New York and Massachusetts and Illinois, I can't see them not going in and getting waivers for payments in February. And part of it's legal actions, part of it's just the backlog. There's the much larger states, but I expect them to definitely have February inspections. I'll post updates in the comments below if they don't submit it for some reason. But the good thing is, even if they're late, they can make payments retroactively. They have a lot of catch-up payments towards the end of the month or even in March. Some states will make payments for these emergency allotments. So don't be shocked. They'll eventually get through. Again, you can go to savingtoinvest.com/snap to see specific links and details to every state. And I would definitely recommend going to the waiver pages for each state at the USDA site, and I'll talk about that shortly, to see when the payment schedule is and how many residents are getting paid. Speaking of approved waivers for payments in February and into March for some of the SNAP emergency allotments, or the extra SNAP boost as it's being called, I know I've got some comments about, hey, how do I see what's happening in my state and what's going to happen? So you can, again, savingtoinvest.com/snap. But this is what a waiver, for example, looks like. You'll have links there, and I have pages for a lot of the larger states just so it can help you because there's some complications around the PEBT card and who to call. But you can see, for example, Pennsylvania has said that they'll be making issuance of their emergency allotments from the 15th all the way to the end of March. They'll also have a cleanup on April 7th for retroactive or people they missed or claims that came in for the previous month. So there's good coverage, and they have almost 1 million folks in the state that are going to get it. So it's a lot of people to process. So this is what you can see for Pennsylvania. Again, every state is different. I've found that most of them tend to pay towards the end of the month after the regular SNAP payments are done, and the SNAP emergency allotments, I a lot of times pay it on a separate EBT card. They call it a PEBT card. So make sure you look for that as well. And you can check your local state website for SNAP payments when they'll make payments, because it is also based on your last name or your case number. Here you can see Michigan, for example. They've already said they're going to make payments between February 18th and February 28th, and they'll do it over the staggered period just so they can make the payments, and there'll be a catch-up run at the end of March. There'll be an opportunity. If you don't get it early on, you will eventually get it, and you should be able to see the status on your state SNAP website. So again, I'll post the links to a lot of these below the video, and you can get more information on that. Now, these programs are ending, and I did want to talk about what's going to happen to benefits after that. So this has been publicized a lot. There was no funding for the emergency allotments or the extra boost, which gave that minimum $95 or 15% increase to regular SNAP payments. This was not funded in 2023. In fact, the program was canceled because the pandemic emergency is over, and there's probably no political will to pay this out more to those people who relied on these benefits a lot. So just remember, your regular SNAP benefits will resume in March. The amount, you should all be getting those plus the SNAP EA, but you won't be getting the SNAP emergency allotment payments. Congress has talked about some bills, but I don't think anything is going to happen. But from March 2023, you won't be getting these payments. Now, there will be some late emergency allotment payments that may happen in March and April, but those are from the February month that was a final approved month for making these extra payments. But I'll show you now what's going to happen in March for those when they go back to regular benefits. So before I talk about what's going to happen with the March allotments, I just want to take a quick second to say, if you find the information here useful, you want to keep getting more videos like this or ones covering stimulus checks, upcoming changes to Social Security and SSI, tax credits, and other free government programs, and issues with tax refunds or related items, consider joining this channel. I publish exclusive content for subscribers, get early access. I will respond to all comments. And for like $2.99 a month, you can definitely support this channel and help me grow it as well. So please consider joining. I'll post a link up here. You can see it here, also in the description below. Thanks. So once the SNAP EA boost expires, which provided that extra $95 in benefits up to the maximum benefit for households that were not there, or if they were above the maximum, they would get $95. There's going to be a pretty big change that's going to happen for a lot of folks. They'll at least lose $95 extra per month, or potentially more, because it was 15% boost as well. What's going to happen is when these emergency allotments, they'll go back to the current SNAP maximum monthly allotments, which you can see here. So for example, a family of 4 or a household size of 4 gets $939 versus a family of 8 or household of 8, which gets $1,691. Again, there is 30% deducted from the maximum amount based on your income, so no one actually really gets the maximum. This is why this boost was so useful, because it allowed people to get up to the maximum. But now with the emergency allotments ending, you will definitely not get more than the maximum here, and potentially you'll get your net income 30% reduced from the maximum. That's the calculations, and you can see that on your state SNAP website. But definitely the levels will drop. Reports are between $80 to $300. Folks that are older, seniors, are getting hit even harder because they actually had a big Social Security boost, which meant that their income qualification became lower, and so the benefits were lower as well. So when the benefits end in March, definitely go back to what you get. Now you should be able to see what your current is versus the EA is. So it shouldn't be a shock, but just expect that you may have less money and that you should be planning ahead for that. As always, if this information was useful for you, please hit the like button, and like I said, please subscribe to keep getting more videos like this. Thanks.